Hey everyone, Professor Michael Scanlan here. Have you ever been inside of a cave, or maybe you've seen inside of a cave in a picture, and you notice one thing that a lot of caves have in common is the stalactites and stalagmites, that the stalactites form from the ceilings, stalagmites form underneath them from the floor. Well, where do those come from? Well, they come from evaporation of mineral-rich water. A lot of times what you're going to be left with is a mineral called calcite, and that's mostly well, let me not say mostly, it's a very common mineral that is the component of these stalactites and stalagmites. And so what we want to do today is grow our own stalactites and stalagmites. So what I have here is saturated baking soda solution in 2 jars. So how did we do this? I took a vessel, you take a pan, like a saucepan or something, add water to it and heat it up. Then add baking soda to it until it doesn't dissolve anymore, until you're left with some baking soda left over. You know, as you're stirring, it just won't dissolve anymore. You've saturated the solution. You're gonna get 2 jars and pour, it doesn't have to be equal, but for the sake of OCD, equal amounts. Pour equal amounts of this solution into these jars. I've got a string, it's kind of just a cheap yarn that I picked up, and I've tied it to a couple of paper clips on each end. Now I'm going to, just for the sake of it, add some food coloring to the solution just to see if maybe we get some coloration. Maybe. We'll see. On our cave formations here. So let me mix this up. That one, that's good. I'll mix this one up. This one, that's good. Now, once you have your jars set up and ready to go, I have no idea if the coloring is going to work. We're just going to see if it actually comes out colored. You're going to want something in between the 2 jars to actually catch the drips, and that's going to form the stalagmites, the ones from the bottom. I'm using a watch glass. Use a paper plate or something small, piece of aluminum, foil, it doesn't really matter. Just something there to catch the drips, because the whole point is you want this to drip. And so I'm going to take one end of the string and submerge it there. And I'm going to take the other end of the string and submerge it there. And in between, I want it to, can you see that really well? I'll put my hand behind it so you can see it. I want it to have this dip. So what's going to happen is this solution is going to soak into this string and kind of creep out, and on both sides, and kind of form droplets right there in the middle. Okay? Those droplets are going to slowly drop and evaporate. As they evaporate, you'll notice over time they leave the mineral behind. In this case, it's sodium bicarbonate, which really isn't strictly speaking mineral, but I'll have to look at my geology book, maybe it is. But anyway, in the cave formation, it's going to leave the mineral behind and form these spikes. Now some of it is going to drop down and form these spikes coming up. So let this sit for about a week or so. Let it sit longer. See how big you can actually get these things to grow. Maybe you can get them to connect and form a column. That'd be really cool. Let me know how it turns out. I'll show you how my stalactites and stalagmites turn out once they're finished growing. Like I said, this is going to take about a week. In the meantime, take a look at caves, how they're formed, and how these formations in the caves are formed. And I promise you, it'll be a really interesting trek. It's kind of involved in chemistry, geology, earth science. I mean, you name it, it's there. All science is connected. All right? Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.